Melody's problem is she really needs to stop trying to turn everybody against me. Destin has been my friend way longer than she's been Melody's friend. And I'm not sure if they even have a real relationship. So my thing is, Melody needs to figure things out. We're divorced, and she needs to just move on with her life and stop trying to ruin mine.
Just when you thought life was calm, the storm arrives. She turned 39 believing love had finally landed, only to find the darkest version of payback waiting in the wings. What looked like stability, passion, and promise on the surface was hiding cracks beneath. And now, karma is knocking louder than ever. What nobody expected was how everything would unravel so fast. A viral video leaked. Secrets spilled in court. The man she thought she loved turned into the architect of her worst nightmare. She's not just a footnote in Martell Holt's story, this is her story. And the fallout is about to shake everything. She grew up quiet, hopeful.
Did you get everything in a divorce? I gave you a Melody that.
What, the cheese cutter?
Yeah.
You my girl, so it's definitely coming with me. Like, what? Actually, she said, you take this. This is from your friends.
Nah, you lying.
Oh, she said that. She said, you take this is from your friends.
Wow.
She believed in love, in loyalty, in the idea that two people could weather all storms together. Somewhere along the way, she met him, Martell Holt. He was charismatic, intense, magnetic. To her, he seemed like someone who could see past the mask she wore with the world. She offered trust. She offered support. She offered her full self. In those early days, there were smiles and promises. A life built on shared dreams, building a future, creating a family, leaving behind old pain. She watched his highs and he watched hers. When his name lit up TV screens, she cheered him on in private.
It's interesting because she said you're friends with my ops, Martell and Tisha, and you and Martell talk on the phone every day. I said, good and damn well I don't talk to Martell every day.
Right.
She was like, well, I just feel like you should have cut him off. I said, so should I ask all the friends that I have that are mutual?
See, she is something else. She's trying to turn everybody against me. Like, if y'all want to listen
But that's so high school. I mean, because I can't ask you to not be friends with people from my situation.
It's not even right, though. I've been knowing Destin for how many years?
It don't make sense. And don't talk to anybody that I ever dealt with. It's impossible, and it's unfair to ask.
When his past fought its way into his present, she tried to hold the pieces together. But love, as she would learn, doesn't always protect you from betrayal. She wasn't the first woman in his orbit. She wasn't unaware of rumors. But she believed in the best version of him. She convinced herself the whispers were just noise. After all, isn't love about giving someone the room to change? Her friends told her to be careful. Her gut warned her not to fully surrender until she saw the deeper truths. Yet she ignored the signals, the late-night messages, the shady phone calls, the unexplained disappearances. She believed in him. She believed they could beat the odds. But there came a moment when the door slammed.
I decided to pop in on my longtime friend Martell because he knows Melody best. So navigating this crazy time that we're in, maybe he can give me some positive insight.
The kind of moment where everything you thought you knew shatters. Because behind every polished Instagram post, behind every charming public smile, sometimes lies a trap. And she walked right into it. The real drama began when a private video leaked, one that was never meant for public eyes. It wasn't just embarrassing. It was dangerous. What started as a whispered threat turned into a full-blown scandal. He allegedly threatened to release the footage if she didn't stay silent. He allegedly asked someone else, someone close, to leak fragments to fuel the narrative he needed. Suddenly, she was not just his girlfriend, she was a target.
She ran like she always does instead of really facing.
Also, hold on. So she stormed off.
And I said, run like you always do.
Well, she don't hear something like she gone.
And you know of all people how I roll for her, even telling you how wrong you.
The court docs would later allege that Martell asked his ex to be framed, to distract from his own actions. The video, the threats, the leaks, they were all tools in a play to control public perception. But here's the twist, she fought back. She went to court. She hired lawyers. She pushed for the truth to come out. She didn't just sit and absorb the damage. She chose to expose. In court filings, She claimed he used images and intimate recordings as leverage, threatening exposure if she didn't comply. He allegedly manipulated mutual acquaintances to cover his tracks. She said he tried to twist the facts, to gaslight her, to reframe her as the instigator. Each filing peeled back another ugly layer. He's been convicted of domestic violence and harassing communication. The appeal was denied, his conviction was upheld. Blavity News and Entertainment. A no-contact order was issued, fines imposed, probation put in place. Yet in the shadows, there was more. Custody battles with his ex emerged as another battleground. He tried for sole custody. He claimed her parenting was unstable. She countered with evidence. In court documents, her attorneys alleged abuse, neglect, manipulation. They spoke of emotional scars inflicted upon their children. They argued that the way he used people and threats was a danger not just to her, but to their family. And the public watched. Social media exploded. The whispers of betrayal escalated. Some defended him. Others rallied for her. In the middle, she stood exposed, vulnerable, forced to defend her dignity under the glare of cameras and gossip. She became a character in someone else's narrative. She became the girlfriend in a scandal that, in many eyes, had already decided its villain. But she refused to be silenced. Each legal motion she filed was a hammer strike, chipping away at the walls built around her. He painted her as unhinged. He claimed she was seeking attention. He blurred the lines between empathy and accusation so she'd seem unstable before she could ever tell her side. But with each lie he spun, she countered with receipts, screenshots, voice notes, witnesses. She waded into the mess because she believed the truth deserved a chance. Through every hearing, the tension escalated. Every motion, every denial, every rebuttal became a spectacle. Her tears in court, her trembling voice, her steely resolve, they were broadcast. Yet behind each moment was a human being trying not to break. She lost sleep. She lost trust in the institution, in people around her, in love itself. The humiliation was not just public, but deeply personal. She'd never imagined that the person she had loved would weaponize parts of her life she thought were safe. Her mental health took a hit. Every social media tag, every commenter's opinion, every headline another assault on her heart. She questioned whether she had been naive. She replayed memories, trying to find the moment where she should have pulled back. Her friends and family felt the ripple effects. Loved ones stepped in, offering support and warnings. She watched relationships change. People who believed in her drifted away, intimidated by public backlash. She felt isolation even in a crowd. Her career, her public image, everything bore the burden of this scandal. Some doors closed. Some opportunities evaporated. Others only opened if she played by the narrative someone else wrote. She had to fight to regain control. Her identity was threatened not just as Martell Holt's girlfriend, but as a person with her own dreams, her own dignity, her own voice. She pleaded for people not to see her as collateral damage. She pleaded to be seen as human. In custody matters, the stakes were even higher. She worried not just for herself, but for children involved, for lives tethered to this mess. She had to be strong even on days when strength felt impossible. She learned that betrayal is not just about being deceived, it's about being forced into a corner, with your heart, your choices, your reputation on the line. The emotional toll was enormous: heartbreak, humiliation, adrenaline, fear. Yet she held on to one core truth: she would not lose her voice. In the end, this isn't just a scandal. It's a caution. It's a storm that asked, who will speak when the truths are buried under power? It's a warning about what happens when love becomes a weapon. She left this chapter battered but not defeated. She chose dignity over silence. She refused to become another casualty of someone else's narrative. The court decisions, the fines, the no-contact orders, they are milestones in her fight. Her battle is not over. And now, we watch. Will she heal and rebuild? Will she reclaim her name, her confidence, her future? Or will the scars of this war define her forever? One thing is certain: karma is not passive. It waits. It strikes. Sometimes it waits until you turn 39 and think your worst days are behind you. So here's what I want you to think about. When someone you trust wields your love against you, do you run and hide or do you take the fight back? Her story reminds us that betrayal is brutal, but survival demands courage. Stay with her journey. Watch as therapy, as truth, as sheer will push her forward. Because sometimes, the real victory isn't in proving him wrong, it's in proving yourself whole again. And that may be the fiercest comeback of all. And as she steps into this next chapter of her life, one thing has become clear: karma didn't come to destroy her, it came to free her. The pain, the betrayal, the public humiliation, they all forced her to see what she refused to face before. She now understands that peace isn't found in proving someone wrong, it's found in finally choosing yourself. The same people who laughed at her downfall are now watching her rise again, stronger, wiser, and more grounded. She's moving with quiet strength, no longer chasing validation or explaining her truth to anyone. The lessons were brutal, but they built her backbone. Every tear she cried watered the ground for her rebirth. Martell may still be fighting his battles, but she's already walking in victory. The tables have turned, and karma made sure the pain he caused didn't go unanswered. Her silence is no longer weakness, it's power. She's not the woman who once waited for his apology, she's the woman who finally forgave herself for staying too long. Now, at 39, she's not broken, she's brand new. Her scars tell a story of survival, not shame. And if this chapter has taught her anything, it's that no matter how long it takes, karma always delivers right on time. And as she steps into this next chapter of her life, one thing has become clear: karma didn't come to punish her, it came to prepare her. Every heartbreak, every sleepless night, and every cruel headline was shaping her into the woman she was always meant to be. She once thought losing him was the end, but now she realizes it was only the beginning of something far greater. The chaos is the drama, the betrayal, they all forced her to wake up and choose herself. For years, she gave too much of her heart to someone who didn't know how to protect it. She tried to heal him while slowly breaking herself. But that version of her, the one who tolerated lies, disrespect, and confusion, no longer exists. She's not living to be seen anymore. She's living to be free. The same people who once gossiped about her downfall are now seeing a woman who turned her pain into power. She's not chasing attention or explaining her side to anyone. She's moving in silence, letting her peace speak louder than her past ever could. She's learned that the greatest revenge isn't loud or dramatic, it's quiet success. It's waking up without anger, without bitterness, and realizing she no longer cares what anyone thinks. Martell may still be trying to control the narrative, but the truth has already spoken. Karma did what it always does, it circled back. His arrogance, his manipulation, and his games caught up with him. Every time he tried to embarrass her, he exposed himself. Every lie he told only revealed his own character. And now, while he's stuck repeating old cycles, she's finally breaking free from them. She's using her voice differently now, not to argue, but to inspire. She's telling her story so other women know they can start over too. She's pouring her energy into healing, into rebuilding her confidence, into protecting her peace. Therapy, prayer, and distance became her best friends. For the first time in years, she's not surviving the storm, she's walking out of it. At 39, she's finally discovering what real happiness feels like. Not the kind that depends on who's standing beside her, but the kind that comes from within. She's no longer waiting for closure, no longer replaying what went wrong. She's embracing her journey, scars and all. Those scars are proof she fought battles that were meant to destroy her, and still, she's standing. And maybe that's the most powerful part of her story. Karma didn't break her, it rebuilt her. It cleared away everything fake, everything toxic, everything that wasn't meant for her peace. It forced her to find her own strength, her own worth, her own reflection. She's not the woman she used to be, she's better. Wiser. Stronger. So as the dust settles and the noise fades, she walks away quietly, with grace and confidence. Because real power doesn't need to prove itself, it simply exists. She's no longer defined by Martell Holt's mistakes. She's defined by her comeback. And as she closes this chapter, one truth remains undeniable: Karma may take its time, but when it arrives, it always delivers right on time and right on target.